Look, I've been getting a lot of messages. Josh, I want to get shredded. Josh, I want to look like you. Josh, what I need to do to lose this belly? And then you walk into the gym and you wondering what cardio machine is gonna get you those results. Maybe it's the treadmill or the Stairmaster. Maybe it's the rower. Better yet, it could be the bike. Let me tell you a secret. There is no best. But what I'm gonna do is show you how to lose fat regardless of what machine you use. So if you guys have been following me for a while, you'll see that I've transformed so many people, right? I've got people from 30% body fat to 10% or less. I've gone from 20% to 10% or less. The goal is always to get 10. But let me show you one of the keys that all of them have followed. Yes, cardio plays a big role in losing fat, but that's not what gets the job done. It's about your diet and it's about strength training. And you guys have heard it over and over, the 80-20 rule. 80% diet, 20% training. Now for me, I believe that's somewhat true, but I also believe it's more like it's hard to split, right? Because I believe it's 50-50, right? If you're not prepping your food, you're not counting calories, macros, and the micronutrients, you're not gonna get the results in the gym or in cardio, right? Because you're gonna still have that stomach, you're gonna still have that fat, you're gonna keep overeating, over drinking, right? You're drinking alcohol, Kool-Aid, sugary drinks, you're eating fried foods, breads, and just bad stuff. It's not gonna get the job done. So what you wanna do to lose fat, you don't even have to necessarily do cardio, but you have to remain in the caloric deficit, okay? I've been an athlete for all my life, but there was some point where I wasn't doing cardio like on a daily basis. And I still maintain my physique just by eating healthy. So if you're watching this, I promised you, I'm gonna show you how to use each machine, right? Whatever machine it is, to lose fat. But please take note that that's not what's gonna do it. It's gonna be your diet, it's gonna be strength training. I recommend diet has to be 80% clean, 20% cheat meals. That means you can have 4 to 5 cheat meals a week. 3 if you really wanna be a little bit more serious about it, right? Cheat meals, not cheat days. Strength training, you need to be in the gym 3 to 5 days a week. If you're really serious, I recommend 4 to 6. Just to hit each body part, start sculpting the body, because I want you to take note of this. 5 pounds of fat burns only 20 calories, okay? 5 pounds of muscle burns 250 calories. Maybe I'm off a little bit, but I've been showing my clients this chart for many years so they get the understanding of building muscle burns fat, right? Even while you're resting, your body continues to burn because the more muscle you put on, the more fat you decrease because you want to burn calories, right? You want to be in that deficit. But enough of that. Let me show you which cardio machine is going to be best for you. All right, let me stop for a second. One thing I need you to know, to even start using these machines and for it to be effective, you need to know your resting heart rate. How do you find that? If you don't have a watch, if you have a watch, you're an advantage. But if you don't have a watch, what I need you to do, take 2 fingers. To get a resting heart rate, you need to at least wait for 5 minutes, all right? To where your body's calm, don't move, just chill, check your heart rate. If you check it for 30 seconds, you times that number by 2 after you get how many beats you counted. If you do it for 15 seconds, I believe you need to times that by 4, okay? So if I hold 30 seconds, let's say I get 40, right? I'm gonna times that by 2, and that's how you find your resting heart rate. A good heart rate is in between 60 to 100 beats in a minute, okay? That's a good heart rate. If you're anything over that, you probably should go to the doctor. That's number 1, okay? Number 2, you wanna find your max heart rate. How do you do that? You take the number 220 and your age, and then you minus that, okay? So I'm 33, I would do 220 minus 33, which is gonna come out to somewhere around 180, right? 183, something like that's gonna get me in the ballpark range of knowing my max heart rate. When I know my max heart rate, this is how I can now understand what zone I need to be in to lose the most fat. So we're gonna start with zone 1. Zone 1, it's the most simple cardio you can do. Just like this, simply walking, maybe hiking, right? That's about 50 to 60% of your maximum heart rate. How do you get that? Right, you take your maximum heart rate number and you times that by either 0.5 or 0.6. This is how you're gonna know where your heart rate is and what zone that you're in. So your maximum heart rate times 0.5, 0.6. This right here is just a regular form of exercise, maybe recovery, not too intense, not gonna help you that much, but at least you'll be active. Zone 2, now we're in business. This is where a lot of health experts say is the best form of cardio. This isn't aerobic cardio. Now you're taking up to like an incline walk with a little bit more speed, or a light jog where you can still move and still have a conversation, not too much, but talk without losing your breath too much. This form of cardio is what you should be doing 3 to 4 days a week, 30 to 45 minutes is where it's very effective, right? Not only for fat loss, but just in general for your heart and overall well-being. One of the things about steady state cardio, you'll see a lot of people finish their workouts with this. You should never start your workout with steady state cardio. You should always be doing this after, but as you increase these levels, remember, now you want to time your heart rate from your maximum heart rate to a 0.6, 0.7, right? This is where you get in the fat burning zone doing these type of cardios, which is very effective. And I've trained a lot of people just to do this and they've lost a lot of weight with steady state cardio. This is in aerobic form. This is not the hardest, but this is one of the most effective ways to do cardio, regardless of what machine you use. Zone number 3, which is what I'm most likely in. This is when I go to the Stairmaster and I'll be on about level 8 to 10. This is where you can no longer talk to me because I really can't breathe and I'm trying to just hold my pace to stay in that zone for only 15 to 30 minutes, right? I usually do the Stairmaster for 20 to 30 minutes and that's usually all I can handle, right? At this point, you're doing your heart rate from your maximum to 0.70 or 0.80, and this is where the zone 3 heart rate is. My heart rate on this machine is around 143, 145, and that's, like I said, 3 levels before I hit my maximum heart rate. My maximum heart rate is around 180. So right here, I get the most intense workout, and I do this 2 or 3 times a week, and man, it does its job. So if you guys want to pick up your workouts a little bit, I would say the threshold area, zone 3, is where you're kind of training for a race, right? You're training for a more intense cardio, something you can hold longer, but you can't stay at it for a long time because you'll burn out. So zone 3 is my favorite place to be. Let's move on to number 4. At zone number 4, you no longer have friends. We're now stepping into the high intense interval training. To calculate your heart rate here, you want to do your max heart rate times 0.8 or 0.9. This is where you're doing intervals like 2 minutes of running, 2 minutes of walking. You can do 3 minutes running, 3 minutes walking. I also do the bike sometimes where I'm at a hill climb for a good 2 to 3 minutes and then I bring it down to a low tempo sprint just to recover, but not fully, right? I still want to move, get active recovery as you're doing your zone 4 cardio. High intense interval training is no joke. I recommend doing high intense interval training at least 3 days a week, 4 days if you really got a goal to get and maintain like a 10% body fat or lower, right? You're doing these activities to benefit from a high heart rate and also burn the most calories that you can at one time. I recommend doing this type of exercise only at about 20 to 30 minutes because you're gonna be very exhausted after you're done. Zone 5 is where it gets really intense. Now you're gonna measure your maximum heart rate times 0.9 or times 1. This is where you're training like an athlete. You're going as hard as you can for 10 to 20 seconds. This is called high intense interval training. When you're at zone 5, imagine now, you're doing a sprint down the football field. We used to do 110s and we used to run as fast as we could down there within under 20 seconds. At this time, we don't really get that much rest, but for you, I would recommend getting a good 2 to 3 minute recovery so you can make sure you get the same effort each time you run your sprint. Another way you can do high intense interval training, you know what HIIT means, right? I don't know if a lot of you guys know what HIIT means, but high intense interval training means HIIT training. This is where you're gonna go hard, right? Usually you can do a class and you can go for sometimes 20, 30 seconds for a circuit. but you wanna give it all you have. But a lot of times, this is not at your maximum heart rate level. I would say it's more zone 4, but high intense interval training is where you can get some great fat burn while also building muscle. Before we go, there's something else I need you to know. Let's work on your portion size, on your plate. A lot of you think, you don't know what to eat, right? All of us need different diets. And what you need to know is this. Portion controls on your plate should be, let's focus on protein first. It's hard to get protein. That's why a lot of people start using supplements like protein powder, because it sounds easy, but protein is hard to come by. And you wanna focus on having lean proteins. You can go for ground turkey, like lean ground turkey, chicken breast, you got chicken thighs, you got shrimp, right? Different things like that is more lean protein. Now, we focus on fiber. You get a lot of different fibers in vegetables. I'll focus on the greenest vegetables possible. Broccoli, your asparagus, green beans, you got zucchini, Brussels sprouts kinda, but they can leave you gassy. But these are the vegetables you should focus on. Carbs, you gotta stay sane, right? You need some of that. That's why you shouldn't cut your carbs, because when you do, you always feel like you're gonna need them somehow, right? It's the easiest thing to get, but it also helps you rebuild and get fuel. Just like a car needs gas, your body needs carbs. So you focus on things like sweet potatoes. You get some rice, right? There's nothing wrong with jasmine rice. Just focus on eating a little bit less if you're trying to go in a deficit. Oatmeal. You have oatmeal, you have good carbs. Sometimes I do bagels, but I know that's for my body type. I'm trying to build muscle. I know I'm going to burn that off and use that glycogen for energy. Other fats, you wanna put some fats on your plate and replace that with carbs, totally okay with me. Go with some avocados, some healthy nuts or seeds like almonds, you got cashews, walnuts, pumpkin seeds. All of these things are gonna benefit you a lot more than you just grabbing those French fries, or eating that fried chicken, or any of those pastries and donuts that you are eating, even the beer and alcohol. You have to reduce that if you want to cut body fat. Major key when you're trying to lose weight or lose fat, all of this stuff doesn't matter if you're not going to do that. And lastly, what should be first, strength training. There's many ways you can do it. You do 4 days a week. You do upper, lower, okay? That would come up like a push day. I would say a quad day. Next day would be a pull day. And then the 4th day would be hamstring glutes. I don't recommend the bro split. If you guys watched my videos before, bro split is not in there, okay? But you can do a 5-day split. You can do some full body days. You can do it push-pull legs 6 days a week. This is where you really burn. So you listen to all of this and you like, Coach or Josh, I still don't know what I'm supposed to do for me. This is where we get online coaching in, right? This is where I've shown you tons of clients, right? If you follow me on social media, I show a lot of my transformations where people train me either or have in person or online, and they get the results that they've been looking for because I structure a plan, nutrition and training program that they can follow based off their lifestyle, their goals, where they can get the results, build confidence, look better, feel better. And like I said, reach your goals, right? You don't want to just keep working out, not knowing where you're going. You need direction. This is where online coaching comes in. And this is where you can find the link in the description below if you want to sign up. But please, only do so if you're ready to be held accountable and if you're serious. I'm sure you guys got a lot of information in this video that might be hard to grasp. And I want you to know you keep coming back. Or you, like I said, sign up for coaching. But what I want you to do is make sure you come back to this video. If you need more understanding, watch it again, share it with a friend, whoever needs help burning fat, building muscle, getting healthier, looking better. Please make sure you come back to the video, subscribe to the channel, give me a like, drop a comment. Make sure you show some love because I want to make sure I'm helping you get in the best shape you ever came in. So guys, again, you're here with Coach Josh, AKA Muscle Chef, Josh Bailey, overall health and fitness junkie. Please come back, keep watching these videos because we're gonna get you in the best shape you've ever been in. See you next time.